Right, let's unpack this. We're diving deep into the new U.S. Visa Integrity Fee, the VIF. Now, on the surface, it looks like, just another charge. But our mission today is to really pull back the curtain. We want to show you how it's actually a key piece in a much larger strategic shift, one that might fundamentally change how the U.S. approaches immigration. And honestly, you might be surprised by some of the hidden implications here.
Yeah, what's fascinating, I think, is that this fee, it kicks in October 1, 2025, and it isn't just about raising revenue. It seems central to redefining the U.S. immigration system, making it more restrictive, self-funded, certainly higher cost. We're talking about a fundamental reorientation of policy, really. We'll try and connect this to the bigger picture for you.
Okay, so let's start with what some are calling the refundable illusion. The VIF is $250. It came in under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, OBBBA, on July 4th, 2025. Officially, the justification is, well, promoting compliance, reducing overstays, and it's described as refundable.
Yeah.
But is it really refundable in practice? Like, what's the actual deal with getting this fee back?
That's where it gets really interesting because, well, legal experts point out there is no clear system actually set up for these refunds. And maybe more importantly, a refund can only be issued after the visa has already expired.
After it's expired.
Right, which for many people means years down the line. Could be 3 years, 5 years, maybe more, depending on the visa type. So for all intents and purposes, this VIF functions much more like a de facto non-refundable surcharge.
Oh.
Or maybe think of it like a performance bond.
Performance bond, right. So essentially for you, the applicant, it's a pretty significant financial commitment. Money that's unlikely to be returned quickly. It's kind of refundable in name only, effectively locking up that $250 for years.
Precisely. It's money out of your pocket up front with a very long and frankly unclear path to getting it back.
And who feels the pinch immediately? We're talking about most non-immigrant visas here. Can you give us a clearer picture of who that impacts day to day?
Absolutely. This affects a huge range of people. Tourists and business travelers on B1, B2 visas, definitely. Students on F1s. But also various temporary worker categories.
Yeah.
H-1B for specialized pros, L-1 for company transfers, O-1 for extraordinary ability, even TN visas for Canadians and Mexicans. It significantly bumps up the costs.
How much are we talking?
Well, take a standard B1, B2 tourist visa. It used to be $185. Now add a $250 VIF, plus a higher I-94 fee we might get into.
Yeah.
The total cost is around $442.
$442.
Yep. That puts it among the highest visitor visa costs globally. So just imagine a family of 4 from, say, Mexico or India countries not in the visa waiver program. They're planning their trip, maybe a dream vacation. This VIF alone adds an extra $1,000 to their budget just for the visas.
Wow, $1,000 extra. That's a staggering increase. So it's not just a small fee, it's a substantial barrier, especially for families or people from countries where that's a lot of money.
It absolutely is. And it disproportionately impacts citizens from countries like Mexico, India, China, Brazil.
Yeah.
Places that have been major sources of tourism and travel to the U.S.
Okay, so the VIF alone is a significant hurdle. But as you mentioned earlier, this isn't just an isolated fee, is it? It sounds like part of something bigger.
Exactly. To really connect this to the bigger picture, you have to look at USCIS, the agency handling immigration services. It funds, get this, 96% of its operations through fees.
96%.
Yeah, and they faced a massive budget shortfall recently, something like $1.9 billion. So the VIF aligns perfectly with other recent fee hikes. The I-94 fee, that's your arrival departure record, it jumped 300%.
300%.
From $6 to $24. And even the ESTA fee, which applies to travelers from visa waiver countries, it went up from $4 to $13. It's a very clear shift towards offloading the cost of the entire immigration system onto the applicants themselves.
Right, so it's a strategic move, make the users pay for the system. But it's not just about money, is it? You mentioned heightened scrutiny, too.
Precisely. Beyond the fees, we're seeing other changes. There's a new B1, B2 visa bond pilot program.
A bond. What does that entail?
It means visitors from certain countries deemed high risk for overstays might have to post a bond, potentially up to $15,000.
$15,000?
Yes. Essentially a large cash deposit to guarantee they leave on time. And there are also proposed changes like fixed stay durations for students on F1 visas, maybe capping them at 4 years, and for journalists, too. That's a major departure from policies that have been in place since, well, 1978.
A $15,000 bond. That sounds incredibly restrictive. Couldn't one argue, though, maybe playing devil's advocate here, that tightening these rules, increasing costs, it's about safeguarding borders, national interest, perhaps strengthening the U.S.'s position?
That's certainly a viewpoint some would put forward, yes. the argument for enhanced security and control. However, what's fascinating, or perhaps concerning depending on your perspective, is the potential flip side. Historically, openness or relative openness has been part of the U.S. appeal, attracting talent, visitors. This kind of friction, these barriers, they have broader implications than just security checkpoints.
Okay, so what are those broader implications then? For U.S. tourism, its image, its standing on the global stage.
Well, we're already seeing some potential indicators. U.S. overseas travel numbers, inbound travel, fell 3.1% in July 2025. That marked the fifth consecutive monthly decline. Travel industry experts are warning that this added friction, the cost, the hassle, will likely cut visitor volumes even further.
Hmm.
Visitor spending projections reflect this too. They're expected to drop below $169 billion in 2025. This arguably erodes U.S. soft power. Its influence based on cultural appeal, shared values, welcoming policies, and it could impact its ability to attract top global talent, researchers, students, not just tourists. And this is all happening as the country gears up for huge global events like the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Right, so that 442 U.S. visitor visa really stands out compared to other places people might want to visit.
It definitely does. You compare it to, say, the Schengen area visa for Europe. That's roughly $104, maybe a bit more with exchange rates.
Big difference.
Huge difference. It positions the U.S. as a considerably more expensive destination right from the start. It fundamentally alters its competitive standing in that global marketplace. For travel, for talent, for tourism, it's kind of like putting up a much higher entrance fee sign at the gate.
So pulling all these threads together then, what's the fundamental takeaway here? It really seems the VIF, these other fee hikes, the added scrutiny, they signal a major reorientation, don't they?
Indeed, it feels like a very clear statement of strategic intent, redefining the terms of entry. Aiming for, well, increased scrutiny, yes, but also significant financial self-sufficiency for the immigration system. And this raises, I think, an important question for you, for our listeners. Beyond the immediate cost, what are the long-term risks, the ones we might not see yet? Think about potential reciprocal fees. What if other countries start charging Americans similar amounts to visit?
Good point.
And what about the sort of cumulative impact, the lasting effect on the U.S.'s ability to attract the best students, the top innovators, the tourists who contribute so much economically and culturally? That ultimately touches on its economic competitiveness and its global influence.
It really is a clear signal, a statement of intent, and one that could reshape global mobility, international connections for years to come. Definitely something to reflect on these shifts and what they might mean, not just for policy wonks, but for anyone thinking about international travel, study, or business in the future.